He's the boy, champion. Yeah, no, nothing can take. You can take him down. He's got juice in the tank. Off the halfback.
Welcome, Pato. How are you? BackChat Live. What's going on, everybody? Here we go.
How about this?
I can't believe I actually let us back in.
You wearing a Freo scarf, are you, buddy?
There, yeah. Andrew Brayshaw, second in disposals for the competition all year, so got to support him.
Who beat him?
Caleb Sarong. What a duo.
What are they doing? They're just flicking around the middle of the ground.
Wax on, wax off.
Absolutely shit house. Hello, Dan.
Wax on, wax off. BackChat powered by Fleet Network, of course. Shout out to Fleet Network.
Yeah, novated yourself a lease.
If you haven't already, head to fleetnetwork.com.au. Frank Agostino and the boys, legends. They power the podcast. They do very good.
Does anyone in here drive cars? Yeah, anyone drive vehicles? You do? Put your hand up if you drive a car. Need a bit of fan interaction here. You do drive cars? Great. We'll just get down to Fleet Network. They'll novated yourself a lease.
Yeah, may as well go down there. So you save on everything, I think.
Hands up. Who's here for their first time? Who was it? Very good. Who's
Nice.
returning? Who's returning veterans?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good to be back with you. Welcome to the Pato. We're doing this once a month. We're doing this the last Monday. Oh my God. The last Monday of every month. This is our second show.
It's our second show. We also did a live show last week with John Wasfold at Distillery. It was bloody good.
Yep.
So we're getting the hang of this thing, the live stuff.
Yep.
Excellent. Let's just get into something straight off the bat. This is the most important thing we've been talking about all year.
Yep.
Oh boy, this is really exciting because for 24 rounds we've been going on and on and on about the most important position in football.
We've brought this up, haven't we? We're going straight to the top.
We're going straight
I love it.
from the top.
I love it. Straight to the top. Obviously, you're talking about the BackChat Backman of the Year award.
BackChat
Have to
Backman
be.
of the Year award.
We've got the Brownlow.
Yes.
We've got the Coleman Medal.
Yep.
Midfield and forward awards.
Charlie Curnow, well done on that one, mate.
Did he win that, did he?
Yeah, he ticked it off, and I think
Did he?
I
Text
won
not
that.
good,
I
or?
can't remember what I said was the bet.
There was something to do with being naked.
Nah,
so
that's
I've
Tony
made
Green, Nick Dacos.
No, so I apparently made the bet as well with you again up here.
Yep.
That I would be naked from my house to the Pato if Charlie Curnow won the
Wow.
Coleman.
Well, there you go. I'm looking forward to that. And Tex could have kicked 16.
Correct.
Really
No, he
put
could
it
have
beyond doubt.
19
Could have
shots
kicked 19.
goal.
Anyway, he didn't, and you've got to be naked at some
So
point.
we're doing the BackChat Backman
Anyways,
Award.
look at the BackChat Backman award, who the right person in the right at the right time could have stopped Tex, could have stopped Charlie. They did it various times, but this one person, the winner of the BackChat Backman award, is going to go down in history, the inaugural award.
Yep.
Of course. We've got some votes to give out because round 24 was a big one,
Massive.
and the race has heated up so much in that last round. Okay, so as normal, I'm going to give you a couple of one vote getters because you get to pick.
Yep,
the
I
winner.
usually pick if there's a tie.
We
for
couldn't
anyone who doesn't
split
know.
the tie. There's two single vote getters. It's between two names for you.
Yep.
So there's absolutely no criteria to this. We
No.
award these votes just like the umpires do on the weekend. No one knows what they fucking do when they go into those rooms. They give the 3-2-1, probably to the best three midfielders on the ground.
Yep.
If we're lucky, we get a forward in there. There's
Every
never
now
been
and
a
again.
backman get a vote in their life. So
Rarely.
we give these out. We
Except
do
for
have
you
a
that one
system.
time.
There is a
There is
system.
a system.
We do follow it.
Quick thing, the Coleman, there's a lot of talk around, playing West Coast twice, North Melbourne twice. Do you get an advantage?
Yes.
The Brownlow. This year, someone was betting on the Brownlow. An umpire was involved in that.
That's right.
Hey.
There's a lot of shit on the wall.
Integrity
Yeah,
is low.
Integrity issues.
Integrity
with
goes
these
out the
two awards.
window in those awards.
I tell you
doesn't
what, the BackChat Backman
here.
award, 100% integrity.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Integral.
It's
yeah.
very integral.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like I've been a fair arbitrator at times.
Of course.
And that will continue.
right.
And that will continue
And you get to
tonight.
do that right now.
Correct.
So the 3-2-1, we're going to start with the one vote getters. It's between
you.
two people.
Yep.
Hamish,
Okay.
Harris Andrews or Mac Andrew?
Harris Andrews or Mac Andrew. Now, look, it's I know Harris is. I think he was 2 votes clear at this point.
Yes.
And so giving him an extra vote will put it
Out of reach.
almost
much
out of reach. However, I feel like as the defender,
You're awarding him the win.
I'm going to give him one vote.
You're gonna-
Harris Andrews gets a vote. I feel
Really?
like he's been good enough this year to warrant a vote. So Harris Andrews.
Harris Andrews, everybody.
Got a
Harris
Harris
Andrews
Andrews
gets a
BackChat
vote.
Backman of the... Is that...
No, he gets one vote.
That puts
Well, he's
him
won it, mate. He
That
can't
puts him
get
at
4
15.
votes.
Keep rolling.
You
That
can't get
puts-
4 votes.
I'm giving him a vote.
So he's 3 clear.
He's 3 clear now.
3 clear. So he's on 15 now.
Harris Andrews
Very
on
good.
15 votes.
2 votes go to Tom McCartan.
He was good on the weekend. Really, really good.
Very, very good on the weekend.
Yep.
That leaves us with the
Who did
3
he play
vote
against?
getter.
Did you see him play?
No, I did not watch Tom McCartan play on the weekend.
No, they played Melbourne. He was good.
He was good.
2 votes worthy?
2 votes, yep,
2 votes
absolutely.
worthy. But I tell you what,
Hit me with the 3.
there's a 3-vote getter here, which makes things very interesting.
Oh, boy.
3 votes.
Well, there was four guys that could win this. One of them was Tom Barras,
He
so
can't win it, he didn't
broken
play.
his neck.
Yep.
There was another in Sam Collins. They got beaten by North Melbourne, did they not?
Yeah, he
I
wasn't.
think they
Nick
did.
Lucky kicked 9, so it wouldn't have been him.
It can't have been Sam. There was someone else.
It was.
Maybe
And
Dougal.
This will put a
Dougal
horn-
was
yeah.
up there.
Dougal Howard.
Dougal Howard was there.
was up
thereabouts.
Not a double barrel last name, just his full name.
There was one other
Funny
name.
enough.
Tell me
There
the
was-
3 vote getter
there
this
was
week.
one
please,
other
Dan.
name that
there
had a
was,
possibility
and this
of
will
winning
put a
this
horn on
award.
the pod.
3 votes.
And the integrity chat at the start of this podcast was real.
Yep.
This is integrity at
This
its
is
finest. It
integrity
actually
at its
is.
finest, correct. 3 votes.
Jack Buckley.
Fuck off. You're absolutely kidding me.
So we've got a tie.
Jack Buckley gets
15
the
apiece.
3
Your
votes.
best mate.
My best friend and then Harris Andrews. So, as has been the way for the entire year, if it comes to a decision, I'm your arbitrator.
Yes, of course.
You've just arbitrated between
I've
Harris
arbitrated
Andrews and
between
Mac Andrews.
Harris. Well done,
This
mate.
is
Get
the
yourself a-
deciding factor
this is-
between...
Whoever wins, whoever I decide is going to be the inaugural BackChat Backman of the Year. Have you got the number dialed in there, Dan?
I've got
We've got
I've got both people ready to call. Which
Yeah,
one are you
Call
going
the
to pick?
first one.
Call the first one, mate. I think you know who to call.
Okay, we're going to FaceTime. So you
I like it.
you can speak to him.
This is technology at its finest. Better fucking answer.
Who's here? Jack Buckley.
Jack Buckley,
Here we go.
congratulations, mate. It was down to you or Harris Andrews. I had to make the final call, and I've decided that you are going to be the inaugural BackChat Backman of the Year. Congratulations.
Give him a round of applause, everybody. Jack
Thanks
Buckley.
very much. If
Outstanding.
you picked Harris, you would have never spoken again. So thank you.
No, fair enough, mate. Tell us how you feel. Give us a quick summary. Where
No,
are you at?
speech. I want a proper speech,
Yeah, I
please.
like it,
Accept
actually.
your award, Jack.
Yeah, look, well, for the Brownlow, they'll pull out a few palm cards, but I'll go off the cuff here because it's going to be from the heart because this water means so much to me.
Yep.
So firstly, I'll have to thank the BackChat podcast. It started in round 1 and it was a long journey, and for about 12 rounds there, I just disappeared off the face of the earth after a pretty hot start. And, you know, I'm not going to lie, following it last few weeks, I found out I was still in the hunt. This week, needed the 3 votes and just had to bring the fist out and get to work. And about 5 minutes during the first quarter when Charlie was on 2 and won the Coleman, I was thinking the BackChat might disown me pretty quickly. But just had to get back in the trenches and get it done. And, geez, it means a lot. And, you know, I'm doing it off the back of all backmen out there and, you know, my childhood heroes with Glenn Archer and Mick Martin, and
Will
hopefully I
Schofield.
did them proud.
Yeah, and Will Schofield.
And Will Schofield.
Yeah.
Now,
I'll pass you up, Nick.
one more round of applause for Jack Buckley, everybody. Now, Jack, would it be fair to say that you've had a chat to Sam Taylor during the week and said, look, mate, we're going to put that hamstring on ice for a little bit. I need the 3 votes. Don't worry about finals. Don't worry about Charlie's Coleman. I need the 3 votes. Is that what's happened during the week?
Yeah, well, I think there was a heavy correlation between Sammy coming back and me not getting any votes anymore because, you know, not in as many contests. So I said, you know, like finals are up for grabs, but so is the BackChat award.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just need to get over the line here. So took one for the team and, yeah, it all turned out well in the end.
While we've got you, finals, very good from the Giants. Well done, mate. How are you feeling rolling into your first finals campaign?
Yeah, over the moon. I can't wait to run out there in the G in a couple of weeks. And, yeah, it's a special feeling and really good group. And we've been building and it's going to be good to show everyone what we're made of on the big stage. So we can't wait.
Too many cliches there. Just tell us how much the BackChat Backman of the Year award means to you again.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm actually shaking. You know, in round 1, when I sent that video in, I couldn't believe I got 3 votes. So to be sitting here winning it, I mean,
Bookending the year.
you know,
I like it.
there's a lot of things you dream of as a kid, but I didn't know this existed when I was a child. But I just hope something like this would, and it's an absolute honour.
Hey, Jack,
Well done, mate.
one question from me. Early in the first quarter, you stormed into the point post to save a goal. Absolute scenes for a backman. How are you feeling? Desperation play. It reminded me of the Port Adelaide West Coast
Eric
Big easy.
Mackenzie save. Are you feeling all right after that?
Well, that was running through my mind when I was running back. I
Yeah.
was thinking, what would Scully do? And he would get there, he would get a fingertip to it, and he would do it to, it's not about kicking goals, it's about saving them. So I'm glad I could do the great man proud.
Well, we are bloody proud of you, mate, because you will be. So you're wondering what you're going to get for the award? I know you are.
It's a great question.
That's a
Good
very
prize.
Tell him what he's won.
There's a prize.
That's a very fucking good
Pride
question,
was enough.
mate. I
Pride
think
was
there's a
enough.
medal being coined as we speak.
There will be a
It is
medal.
with the what are they called? What are the medal?
cobbler.
Yeah, that's with the cobblers as we speak.
they're
Cobbler's got a
cobbling.
cobble. We've got a trophy, and I think we should reveal. I mean, Jack already
we
knows
can.
this as well,
Yeah.
but Jack Buckley will be the BackChat sponsored player of the BackChat podcast in 2024, ladies and gentlemen.
Shit, will be.
You'll be coming to our place
It's
of work, I believe. I think you'll be doing that.
Yeah, we're doing a tour. And
Are we on the Sky Deck? I think we're on the Sky
yeah,
Deck.
we'll get him on the
Sky
Sky
Deck.
Deck. I think, this is probably a discussion for offline, but I feel like
Feel free to just...
in the same way that the Coleman Medal is named after John Coleman and the Brownlow Medal
you
is
want to call it
named-
the Buckley?
I would very much like to call
Wow.
it the Jack Buckley BackChat Man of the Year Award.
Yep, done.
Yeah, done.
Absolutely
You're
done.
in.
Wow.
Well done.
Yeah, it means the world. We'll see if that one still holds up round one next year. I think
It
that
will,
one
mate.
might get jumped
It will.
aside,
The
but
Buckley
Fucking
Award.
Buckley.
mentioned.
The Buckley. Love
The
it.
Buckley Award.
Hey,
Shit,
mate,
honour.
you've got to go to bed. You got finals to prepare for. Thanks for joining us here at BackChat, mate. Well done.
Thanks, Bucks.
Nah, thanks, boys. Love the support and love the pod. Hopefully, get over there soon and have a beer.
Shit,
Unreal.
yeah.
Good
BackChat
man.
Ale. See you,
Off
mate.
the
See you, mate. Bye-bye.
Very good.
Oh,
Jack
man.
Buckley,
Jack
ladies and gentlemen, of
Buckley.
course.
Bloody hell.
What a guy.
Now, on your seats in front of you, or on your tables, you're not looking at seats, there are some BackChat little printout things. I've got a QR code on there. Now, if you just scan that QR code, it's going to take you to a thing. You chuck your email in. We're going to sell it to as many email databases as we can and get a bit of money. No, all we want to do is keep you up to date with things we're doing at BackChat, live shows, new shit we're doing, merch shops. It's all there. So please, if you don't mind doing that for us, in return,
Yes.
we will be picking one winner, one person who put their details in from tonight to win one of the last ever. And this is like, I know we talk a lot of shit on this podcast.
Yep.
This is literally one of the last ever cartons of the BackChat ale right here in front of us. And the winner from this door prize
I'm going to quickly scan.
gets that. You should scan in. Get your email in.
I
And-
won't, actually.
I already have.
It's not
You already
for
done
me,
it?
is
I own the database, so I think they know my email. Yeah, so we got one of these for them. We got the Tom Hickey Lego figurines here as well.
Are we giving those? No, we're
They
not.
are, yeah,
We're not
they
giving
would
them
be
away.
worth a mint, wouldn't they, now that he's
Who retired?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So scan them away. We'll do some
Scan them away.
giveaways and
Brilliant.
things like that as well.
A week ago,
Yep.
we were talking about what's going to happen at the West Coast Eagles, right? Coaching, maybe. Who's going to coach next year? Is John Worsfold putting his hand up? Who bloody knows?
Did you ask him?
you
Did you ask
raised
him
that.
that?
I asked him.
And what did he say?
Well, he talked. No, he said
laughed.
no.
Okay, he
He
said
sort
no.
of laughed
laughed
at
at
it. But
Well, I'm lucky he didn't say yes because he's not.
Adam
the coach.
Simpson is going to be the coach next year of the West Coast Eagles.
Simo, he's hanging around.
Simo's
For a
hanging
year.
around.
Well, I mean, he's not.
How do we
Unanimously.
feel
He's
about
not
that?
hanging around. He's just.
Can we just,
like, he's
West
just-
Coast fans, you give if we do the gladiator, up, down,
Yeah,
sideways,
that's thumbs up all around with plenty of clapping.
all thumbs up.
Oh, one
man
down.
up there, thumbs up. Yeah, how do you feel? I mean,
Yeah, he can't.
I mean, I'm
You know
still
what?
at the football club.
I just hope that we'll look back to like the Dimmer Richmond 2015 time. You know, they're talking about Sacadam, they're done,
Yeah.
and then they came back and they had 3 and 4 years. That's what I'm hoping for purely as a fan. But
He is going to get now. We're going to split pick one, and we're going to get however many in
you
the
reckon
top
that's
10.
happening?
They've got to do that. I mean, if they don't, they're going to get Harley Reid, who I'm sure he can work with. If they do, they're going to get a couple of guns that they can work with. He's got the boy, obviously, so he'll be your next captain next year.
Elijah Hewitt. No,
Elijah Hewitt's basically Chris Judd. He's got some good young talent to work with, and I mean, he's already. What's he got? 2 more years left on his contract.
Yes.
So I mean, they're just honouring what was already written and signed.
Well, people have been asking me for literally the entire year, what do you think about Adam Simpson? Should he be coaching? Should he be not? And now that it's here and it's happened, and I've been forced to actually have an opinion on it, I'm still kind of split. So the board, right, they could either sack him or they could keep him, clearly, right? They're the two decisions to be made. I think it's been dragged out a little. I think the clarity has been lost at the footy club. I think sort of the communication around it has been poor at times. take away the decision, like stay or go, they've clearly got him to stay. And so now that you do that, you look at the positives of that. He knows the list. He knows the club. They're going to have to move some people on around him, though, unfortunately. Yep. So I think we'll see some assistant coaches go. Well, I think we'll see some administrators go. We'll definitely see some players go. We already have 3 of the greats on the weekend.
Yep.
I think it's overall positive for West Coast, but you could definitely argue the negative. Like there hasn't been too many sides. Kane Corns is a special one in world sport that have performed like West Coast over the last couple of years. It's been poor.
Yep.
But I'll come back to my thoughts on that's not just Adam Simpson's problem or fault. So if you sack him, you got to get someone in. They're still coming into the same situation. The situation doesn't change whatsoever. That's pretty much where, after having a bit of a think about the Savo, that's where I've landed. Is okay, if you sacked him, someone new's coming in to cop the exact same shit.
Something I heard about that though was players playing to impress someone new coming in, no spots secure, new coach, new regime. Does that have any pull?
They're almost like no spots are secure now anyway. There's not that many players that are roll-in starts right now that are playing. Like Tim Kelly, Oscar Allen, Bailey Williams has turned himself into a number 1 ruckman. The boy's your captain. He's got to play. I don't know. So Gaffey and JD are senior players. Jeremy McGovern's the eldest bloke at the club now. Tom Barras, Liam Duggan. They've got enough of a core of good players to be a good side hammer.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. And I think that's you're gonna get that experience, but not the aging experience. So Shuey and Bunga and Nick, experience, but aging experience that weren't playing every week. Shuey, played 10 games this year?
Yes.
Something like that. So, while he's amazing to have around the club and will probably still stay there in a coaching capacity, you're going to get more reliability out of your senior players in terms of availability.
I reckon Luke Shuey's just got himself a job with Simo. I think he'll be employed within 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah, I think he's already picked out his desk.
Well, if Simo was sacked, he might not have been, though.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway,
celebrate. Have a beer for Luke Shuey. He's just
I'd
got a job.
I'd love to have a beer, mate, but I'm sitting here sober as a fucking judge and hating every second of it.
You've given up drinking.
Yeah, for the time being.
Let's speak about Luke Shuey for a second. The guy plays his last game ever and didn't look like...
Winds the clock back JK style, didn't he?
Winds the clock back.
How's that goal?
Absolutely elite. Kicks a goal. He's left on a high. Right?
Yeah,
obviously the team
lost by 60
success,
points or something, didn't they?
But the guy looked like he shouldn't be retiring. Obviously his body's wasn't what it used to be, but...
Whose is, mate? Whose is?
Yeah. Not mine.
Yours isn't what it used to be.
Absolutely not.
I'm pretty confident that it's his right hamstring that'd be the one that'd give him the most grief, because he kicked predominantly on his left foot on the weekend, which he's not a left footer. But, you find something extra. He didn't play. He was walking in a moon boot on Monday. He was in a moon boot at the club walking around on Monday, and it was he's obviously going to play, obviously going to get himself up. And,
he looked $1 million.
He looked $1 million.
My favourite moment was boundary riding.
Oh, absolutely.
If anyone follows BackChat across socials. But this actually sums him up. His vision is second to none in stoppages. He's got connection with Nick Nat as a ruckman, but guys around the way he can find gaps. So I've literally never taped anything from my boundary riding position. I've got microphones in my fucking hands, there's papers everywhere. I don't have time.
Yep.
But I thought, Boots' last game, the ball was over that side of the field, so I just started ISOing him. I thought, I'm just going to follow him. Ball's going, I was taping for about a minute, just following him around. So I'll give it to him after the game. So there you go, mate.
Here's a little bit of footage.
Thanks for fucking nothing. Awesome.
Yep.
Anyway, he comes off towards the boundary, comes out, and it's about 5 metres. He doesn't look at me once. I swear to God, you can see it on the vision, doesn't look at me. Picks it up and then just looks me square in the eye and throws it straight. I knew I was there the whole time.
Shit, yeah.
Jeez, I felt special.
Did you actually were clean or
caught it? Yeah, caught it. I had a mic in one hand and the camera in the other. Caught it one-hander. Threw it back to the umpire. Umpire had a good laugh.
Yeah, nice.
Loved it. Even the commentary team when I was watching
one
on
extra
TV,
stat for Schofield a few years
Great
out
content.
of the game.
Great content.
Great content.
Luke Shuey's got his mind on content. We bloody love it.
Good on you for filming it.
No, well done.
Thank you.
That moment could have gone, and you've done it.
Thanks,
well
mate.
done, mate.
Good job.
Round of applause for Will Schofield.
Fuck.
Recording that. Hey, the Coleman medal is decided. Who cares? Yeah. But there was a wager placed on the bet.
Yeah, there was.
There was a wager placed on the medal. Charlie Curnow was a clear favourite going into the last few rounds, but you went pretty hard on someone else?
We listened back to so Tex Walker.
This was last year. The last time we were here, we were going hard at this.
Yeah. And so I listened back to the audio because people kept telling me that I'd made a nude bet over it. Yeah. So I've made a couple of nude bets. I think we've got some of that to play a little bit.
Not right now, actually, but
a little bit later.
Yeah,
sure, but there were 2 nude bets made.
So there was another one about the Coleman, but I didn't think I'd said it anyway. We found the audio. I did bet you. But the problem was, Charlie Curnow was 6 goals clear in the Coleman. Yeah. And I bet you that... Yeah, so it was a ridiculous bet by me.
Well, hang on a minute. That's not my fault. The bookmakers don't just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, mate. You took the longest odds ever."
So I am coming to you as someone that's pissed away my earnings. Like if
it's
I'm
like
a
someone
going
going to BlueBet and saying, "Oh, I'm sorry for betting on Dan Const to win the Brownlow. Can I have my money back?"
So I guess
no.
I guess that's where we are right now. I'm coming to you saying, "Can I have my money back, please?" Because I don't really want to run naked from my house to the paddock.
I'd like to know what the actual audio of the bet was.
That's what it was.
We've got it. Damo, give me the thumbs up. We've got it. Let me have a listen.
Tex Walker wins the Coleman.
Charlie Curnow wins the Coleman.
Oh, you've taken the favourite. Congratulations.
I will run from your house to the paddock naked.
I'll do the same. Carlton play. St Kilda. Dougal Howard isn't there anymore. Mel Wilkie will get him. Melbourne. Lever and May. I'm about to change my mind. Gold Coast, St Collins.
Oh, fucking hell.
GWS. Jack Buckley, baby.
Well, he gets 0 goals in the last 2 weeks.
That is correct. Tex gets Sammy Collins, Gold Coast. He gets Harris Andrews, Brisbane. Sydney at home. I don't know who plays for Sydney.
Well, he doesn't kick a goal against either of those.
But he goes hard against Sydney in the last round of the year, ladies and gentlemen, is against the West Coast Eagles.
Tom
McGovern. You've rolled out Tom Barras. He's not playing.
He's not going to win.
He's broken his back.
Well, whoever loses runs here naked. Okay, whoever loses
I think I remember you saying also Tom Barras is in a wheelchair.
Oh, he might have been.
So
that was all very good other than the nude bet. So I was just hoping we could come to another arrangement because I already have an outstanding nude lap of Optus Stadium to run.
Yeah, I do.
I was hoping
How far is it from the paddock to your house?
It's a 90-second run.
Depends how fast you're going.
Yeah.
So you're doing Fat Chat. You're running.
Do you want me to just add a bit on Optus?
No. I don't want you to do that. I would like you to run from your house to the paddock and back. Or, actually back because I'm removing something. Not nude. I would like you to run with your, obviously, runners. Socks pulled up, like high calf socks.
Yeah, like West Coast socks.
Yep. A hat.
Yep.
Glasses.
Yep.
And just Speedos.
Great.
I would like that.
You've got some shelter.
Because that's not illegal, I don't think.
No.
That's not public nudity, so that's fine.
Thank you, bookmaker.
That would be good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So that'll be Scully running in his full socks up. And just Speedos.
And how about this? We'll publicise the time and date. So if anyone wants to come down and watch it.
There you go. It'll be like everyone watching Forrest Gump go for a run.
We'll call it the Scully Mile. And we'll see
the Scully Mile.
If you can beat the time.
Look, everyone's scribbling down in their calendars. Yeah, can't wait to go and see Scully run his jocks down the paddock.
Not in his jocks, in his budgies.
So can we just confirm? So you're going to do that, run back and forth from the paddock, from your place to the paddock and back?
Yes.
In the Speedos. But at Optus Stadium, you're going to run a lap? Or from one end to the other?
So I'm not sure what.
You should do it on the roof. You're allowed to run around the roof.
Run around the roof?
Naked up.
Yeah. With the harness?
With Ricardo. Mate, we went up there with Ricardo and they had him hanging off. Imagine doing that naked, hanging backwards off.
Do you want to do that?
No.
Jeez, the ground's cold.
I got scared up there, didn't I?
So what are you doing at Optus? So you have to get naked for a bet that you said West Coast will not win the wooden spoon. If they do, I'll run naked.
I've never made bets about being naked in my life, and suddenly this season I start fucking like throwing out all these things about being naked.
Comfortable in yourself now that we're doing Fat Chat.
Because I've got a Brownlow bet with you as well. That if
Nick Dacos wins it. You've got to walk a box of it. So at this point, Nick Dacos was not injured, but you have to deliver a carton of BackChat ales to my front door naked.
So at this stage, I'm Optus Stadium. I'm in discussions with management at Optus Stadium to be able to run naked around Optus Stadium. That's I'm not sure what else I can do there. I'm not going to actually beat around the bush.
Closed door event.
Closed door, absolutely.
Wouldn't it? Yeah.
But we'll be filming it.
I'm working on some sort of spotlight configuration that sort of gives you some sort of warped sense of reality.
Yeah.
Like it's in the pleats.
You know those mirrors that you can get where it sort of like makes you look massive?
Longer.
Longer.
Bigger.
And thicker, yeah. More girth. An interesting, pretty weird mirror. I've got one at home. I've got one.
Is someone running next to you with the mirror? Like just chasing alongside, holding the mirror up? Or are we getting a giant mirror?
Do you want to be the mirror man, Dan?
He's just looking at himself running naked the whole
treadmill.
time.
We
Work up
mentioned
a bit of a
before.
Bacchus, mate. You'll be fine.
Speaking of backers, we do have this week on the podcast Doug Hawkins.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
From Bacchus Marsh.
From Bacchus
From
Marsh.
Bacchus
Yeah,
Marsh,
shit, yeah, he's
of course.
halfway between Melbourne and Ballarat.
Of course.
Sits right about there.
Legendary interview. We also did.
It was very good.
By the way. That is a baby's arm holding an apple.
That's your arm holding an apple.
A big apple. Anyway.
I think they call it a Bravo. Is the good ones. The big. Anyone here love the Bravo apple? It's elite apple.
There's
I thought you
not
were
one.
talking about
For
penises
people
for
who
a
are just
second,
listening,
they
there's
called
not
it the
one
Bravo for a good
person
one.
with their fucking hand up. Everyone's looking at you.
Wait, no one likes the Bravo apple.
No, mate.
What do you guys eat?
Not one movement.
Wait.
What are you talking about?
Don't tell me you're pink lady.
If it's not a pink
Oh,
lady,
pink
fuck
lady.
off, Dan.
I've
you
never
serious?
heard. I don't even know what a Bravo. What are you talking
It's a
about?
combination. Oh my god! So the Bravo is like the most recent apple species. I think they say in Apple land.
In Apple Land.
And a guy made them. He's
At the
been,
Gene-
he's
at the
been
Fuck
making
Me
them.
bar.
They're big. They're like dark red. They call it the dessert apple. Oh, everyone's nodding now.
Yeah, everyone knows the
Absolutely.
Bravo. No,
There is not one person reacting. This is what the dangers of live podcasting is. See, we just say this on our couch at home, and it's like, the
the Bravo
funny
apple.
old Dan.
Do me a
These poor
favour,
people.
Nick's in the back, pulls up
Go
a
get
photo
a
of a
Bravo.
Bravo
It'll
apple.
change your life.
No, it won't.
John.
No, it won't.
John Worsfold was also an episode.
Oh,
we
and he
recorded.
loves his Bravos, doesn't he?
He is a big.
Did
Bravo
anyone come
man.
to Whisky with Woosha? I don't think I've seen anything.
Cans everywhere, thousands of them.
It's tough to see with all the fans.
So that was probably
10
one of
million
our
of them.
best chats ever.
Yeah, it was unreal.
John Worsfold, live at Whippersnapper Distillery.
Whippersnapper put on an absolute show. They moved the entire distillery around just for us. Did you see pictures of it?
I did, mate. It looks sensational.
very
But don't
good.
rub it in because I wasn't there and I wasn't drinking, so shut up.
It was free-flowing whiskey.
I know.
Yeah, so
I
much
know. I'm not a whiskey fan, but there were
Whiskey
BackChat
sours,
ales there.
it all.
They're pretty good, aren't they?
So just a little tidbit from that. It was a long chat. It was about 2 hours.
Yep.
We're actually breaking that into 2 episodes coming up soon.
Yep,
Be
after Doug.
released. What was that, sorry?
After Doug.
Yeah, after Doug. 2 special episodes with John Worsfold. The best chat we've ever done. I can't wait for everyone to hear it. It's going to be elite. Today, I saw some great outfits for Mad Monday. Geelong,
Geelong always do a good job,
specifically,
don't they? Grind
they had
Myers,
the...
humour.
Yes.
Lionel
that-
Messi.
Lionel Messi,
Saved
yeah.
it.
Yeah, he was funny.
Lionel
The
Messi,
goalposts.
The goalposts, the Adelaide goalposts.
The
that was
goalposts from
great.
Keezy was
Did you
humour.
guys do dress up Mad Monday at West Coast?
I did in my last year. Was that your last year as well? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I came to the Lawn Bowls dressed as Fisher, the DJ. Remember?
Yeah, you did
And
do
no
that.
one else
No,
dressed
no one
up.
else was dressed up. I did dress up in my first year. All the first years had to come in it was Miss Universe, and I was Miss Scotland.
That wasn't Mad Monday though. That was just
like-
that was just down the
That was
beers.
just
Yeah, that was
Wednesday.
just a Wednesday.
You
random
did
Wednesday.
a complete.
I had
did
a
a modelling
kilt.
show.
I had a kilt on.
You did a catwalk,
I
and
had-
then you had to answer questions like you're doing Miss Universe.
Yep.
And I hosted that. I
Yep,
remember that.
I had a golf putter. I had a kilt that was very high waisted. I had no undies on, so I was all just swinging in the breeze.
Yeah, very like
Very Scottish.
like what's his name from The Simpsons?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, but also just Scottish people. I guess that's what they do.
Willie, thank you very much.
Groundskeeper Willie,
Yeah.
there he is.
You got any grease?
Yeah.
You grease me up, woman. Hey, another question about West Coast. In the showers there. Grease me up, woman. No. Did they have?
Bacchus.
Did they have? Was it BYO body wash, or was it like dispenser in the on,
There was a
attached
soap.
to the
There's
wall?
a soap dispenser.
Content alert. We need to rank the ovals and stadiums around Australia
Based on showers.
based on shower soap dispensary.
Okay.
So
The new West Coast facility has the Lux soap. It is
it's quite good.
fucking
Quite
awesome.
foamy.
Beautiful and smell. It's 2-in-1, so I think it maxes as a shampoo
So-
as
so
well.
there's-
which
there's-
really all soap is. You can use any soap in your hair. It's the same.
There's quite a few things you need to consider with the. You need to consider how the dispensary works. Like you want a good. Push.
You don't want the automatic ones. They're shit, I reckon.
No, you need
Just
a
awkward.
long push with a long flow. You can't have the pull. Sometimes they don't work. You're flapping around there. You need the push, long out. The best in the business is the MCG because of the soap quality.
Never been and played there.
It's
so I wouldn't tell
foamy.
you.
It's thick.
Is
It's
or is
lathering.
it,
It's lathering. No, you can get multiple push.
Multiple pumps out. of it,
Multiple pumps. Trying to think what's bad. Adelaide's bad. Adelaide's, it's
bar?
very liquidy. Some sort of
They're watering it down for cost.
strange operation. Sometimes if they go too new with the dispensary, like it's new's not always better. Sometimes the old ones, oldie but a goodie sort of thing.
Yeah.
Skilled Stadium, very bad. Sort of
Skilled
sort of
Stadium.
yeah, sort of what a GMHBA.
GMHBA now.
Oh, sorry, I'll be fucking like
Telstra Dome.
Sorry, I'm not keeping up with the name. What's the name of what do they call in GWS at the moment? It's like a bank.
Oh, Suncorp.
Heritage Bank?
Heritage
no, that's
Bank
Metricon, I reckon.
Oh, there you go.
Anyway, it's all the same thing.
Who knows? I was asking because I was at Loftus Recreation Centre. I've been going there to play basketball. Monday, 12:30. If anyone wants to come play basketball, 12:30 on Mondays.
How'd you go today?
Same reaction as the Bravo Apple.
Yeah, everyone's keen. Don't tell me it's some Granny Smith people here, of course there is. So in one of the showers there at Loftus, they had the soap dispenser, and I've never experienced that because at home you just buy
You've never experienced a soap dispenser?
No, not in the shower. I don't operate in places where there's
Communal showers.
yeah.
What soap do you use at home, Dan?
No, I get like a Dove.
You don't have a fucking dispenser on your wall at
No,
home.
No,
course
that's
you
what I
don't.
mean. So I've
No, I'm just asking what soap does he use? Just a general question.
Dove, coconut.
Nice.
Are
something.
you rolling? You're not lathering with like a bar. You know,
No, mate, I got to wash my ass and my balls. I'm not fucking using a bar of soap. No way.
Loofah?
Yeah, I'm a loofah guy.
Loofah.
Put your hand up if you've got a bar of soap at home.
No.
Yeah, my
there's
man.
one bar.
We don't say love it. We
bar.
love it.
So I went into Loftus, right?
Your first experience of it.
Great.
Yeah.
I was like, this is
I'm
elite.
rattled.
This is so good.
Yeah.
Did you shower in your
soap in there
jocks?
because of course. What?
Did you shower in your jocks?
No.
There's a real issue
Yeah, massive issue in football.
at football clubs.
What?
Anyway.
Jock wearing in the showers.
Yeah, not on. Continue.
Okay, that's fine if you want to do that, but I don't want to do that.
Okay, so you would. Yep, you weren't showering in
But
your
then
jocks.
I went to last Monday. I went to Loftus, and I went into the shower. Water's on, hot, bit of cold, just so it's not
Got the water on you.
just so it's not boiling.
Yes, as a normal shower.
Please continue to give us details of your
Dan's
shower.
describing a normal shower. Okay, so I put
You
the
could have
on
done
and
with
then-
I turned the shower, I got in the
I'm in
shower.
the
You didn't have
shower.
to describe the fucking water's
Okay.
on. You idiot.
Okay.
So I go to turn to the wall to the. There's nothing. No dispenser there.
No soap.
No soap whatsoever.
Same bathroom, just different
Different.
cubicle.
Different. No. It's like there's like one on the west wing and there's one on the east wing. I went to the east instead of the west because I thought the east was better.
What'd you do, Dan?
So went. It was pretty quiet. 12:30 on a Monday. So I just went to the basin.
Naked?
Of course, mate. I do this all the time. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, quite often at footy waffle clubs, there's no soap in the soap
But
dispenser.
just remember, you're at your football,
No,
you're at
but
your
I
football club
get
or
that.
your teammates. Dan's in a public
That's
public
fine.
restroom.
All the same thing.
So there's people around. You just go up to the.
Yep, I'll just
hand
walk out,
soap.
go grab some soap from the basin, and just walk back in. All the time, I'll do that.
I'm so glad that you said that because I didn't know if that was a thing that
Nah,
other
mate,
people did.
I'm all for that.
Just
Comfortable.
hand soap.
Hand soap
just
everywhere.
quickly run
the
back
same
into
thing,
the
mate.
shower.
Soap. I don't care where. Like,
I'm
if
so-
you use dishwashing detergent, it's still going to clean you.
I'm very surprised this chat didn't make it into the run sheet.
No, but do you know what? I literally looked down at the run sheet and it said shower chat. I didn't know what that was, so I just thought,
Is that what it was?
Just
roll
look,
with
it says shower chat.
The only thing about football clubs nowadays, which is, I mean, it's fair enough because AFLW, probably a lot of them use the same facilities, and it's like you have to cubicle showers off nowadays. But I was just talking about this with someone the other day. The old shower block at Subiaco.
It was incredible.
Perfect. Just this big open place with spouts on the wall, and you could just everyone sit in
Like
there.
a prison?
Yeah, pretty much. Just a prison shower.
So
in there
what-
chewing the fat. Perfect. Not
what-
literally, but like you're just in there having a chat. Perfect.
My favourite, one of my memories from early days at West Coast, current board member Rowan Jones.
Rowie.
So it used to be communal towels, and it was
Yep.
just a free for all. Use a towel, chuck it in the towel bin, and it gets washed.
Right.
Rojo used to bring his own towel.
Wow.
And
Like a Lux one?
yeah, and it was very clearly his. He was the only person at the club that had his own towel. And one of the boys stitched up one of the young boys and said, "I use Rowan's towel. Yeah, it's a communal one as well. Just use it." I remember Rowan Jones, who's the most placid, nicest bloke ever, coming storming into the shower block, the prison block, naked, bit of a muff on.
Sure.
Who the fuck's got my fucking towel? One of the first year boys is just
Shit himself.
he's just wiped himself out. The
Decoré.
yeah, great.
I remember that shower block one day in my first year. Pre-season, hot, tough session. And I've walked in to the shower block. There's like 12 showers in there. I reckon it was 4 on the walls. And Lewis Jetta was sitting in the shower in the middle of the block with all 12 showers on and had tilted them so that it was all hitting the middle and had a plastic chair and he was just sitting on it.
Was he getting any water on him?
He was getting every piece of every shower was pointed right in the middle, and Jets was just sitting there like this, completely stark, as it was perfect.
That's a dream.
That's what a shower block should be.
That's what it should be. Absolutely.
Have we just created a new segment?
Shower chat.
Shower chat.
For
And
10
we should have
minutes.
sounds in the background of the shower. There you go.
Very good.
I'm glad that was there. I don't know why it was,
The next
but it was
live
there.
Pato will bring a shower. We'll do it from the shower.
Live from the shower.
Yeah, live from the shower. What's next on the run sheet? And
You
that's
okay,
how it
man?
normally
No, I'm
goes.
just thinking about
Are you
this.
okay?
There's a lot of...
What's happened?
Just pause.
because previously we were talking about this, there's a lot of overthinking now.
Right.
Best sounds in sport.
What's it?
So funny.
What's the pause for?
So we're talking...
Tell him.
Okay, on socials in the next few days, we're going to do this thing where we've got a little graphic and what do they call it? A bracket.
Yep.
A bracket with the best sounds in sport.
We've done it for the best worst jumpers before.
Best worst jumpers,
Mascots
best
as well,
worst
I reckon, yeah,
mascots,
done it.
all of them. Previous to us sitting on this couch, Sco was like, so how are you going to talk about the best sounds?
How are you going to integrate this into the podcast? How are you going to actually introduce
Dan
what
said I'm going to have a
talking
brilliant
about?
segue.
Okay, just wait for it.
He said, just don't worry, mate. I've got it handled.
So you
So that
paused
pause
awkwardly.
just before was him ready and going, I don't know how the fuck to get onto this. I don't know how to talk about this.
So that was that.
Here we are.
So we were talking in the office the other day, some of the best sounds. We were talking
in my
swish.
garage. We don't have an office. We don't have
Come on,
an
mate, it's all the ruse.
The home office.
We're talking a wet swish, you know?
Hang on a minute.
Coming through.
Go one more
what?
time.
I
does
can't
the
remember
wet-
what
How does the
actually-
wet swish?
What does that actually sound like?
A swish.
I don't know.
We've got 8 of them already loaded up. Nick, why don't you play them? We're going to get a bracket together.
Of course.
The best sound in sport. You had a suggestion.
Just think about some of the sounds in sport, like the swish in basketball that
It's the
Dan's
best.
butchered beyond belief.
Yeah.
Shesha.
Yeah.
Um,
that's thank you in Chinese.
Yeah,
Hello
is.
in Chinese. Or thank you in Chinese, isn't it?
but like spanking a golf ball down.
Yeah,
the
hitting a
middle,
golf
mate.
ball well on the driver is probably one of my favourite sounds.
I was thinking, and we may not have like these for examples, but what about the tire? Yeah,
That was
Hey.
much better. That was really
that
good.
noise,
A
like
bit
the
easier to
best
do than the
sounds
swish,
in
isn't it?
sports.
Why don't we go to the first one? Nick, Damo, let's hit it.
Oh, that was me.
There you go. I think that was actually live footage of you
that
hitting
would
the
have been-
golf ball.
Oh, it was
At
actually
the Fleet
Moosing the
Network
Nari.
Golf Day.
absolutely moosing the Okay, that's good. Have we got any
Give
more?
us another one.
It's Curry. Wallace is on him. Got by Rivers. Good if it goes.
Yeah, that's nice. See,
That's it.
I preferred the sound of a swish on a chain net.
Yeah,
The
that's
sound
more
of a swish on a chain net that's something special.
You got others?
Don't know that we've got that. Yeah, that's a
Nice.
nice sound.
Flying one car.
Like it.
Like
Like
it
it.
a lot.
More.
More, please.
Spectacular. As one
Baseball,
last
home run.
swing by Cody Bellinger.
I reckon a cricket bat would be better than a baseball.
Yeah. Do we have a cricket bat
The
one?
bison hitting a six and sound.
That's save your legs that Mitch Marsh.
It's
Oh,
like
the bison.
more depth.
Yeah, a bit more
You
density.
can't play
to
that
it.
again, can you?
Far. That's save your legs that Mitch Marsh.
Out the middle.
Of course, it's the bison. That's very good.
What else?
Pool billiards. Wow. Ronnie
I thought that was
O'Sullivan.
coming out of the side.
More.
Schofield playing a sweeping role here. Now Gaff's running hard. Schofield doing a lot of running himself. Back to Yo. Back to Schofield. Banging it now off half back. Keeping it low. What a play by Schofield.
Yeah, that's probably. That's right.
Is that just Bruce's commentary?
Bruce just saying Schofield.
That's shit house.
Yeah, there is a few really good sounds in sport, isn't there?
So we're going to put that up on socials. Have a look for that over the next, I don't know, week or so.
A
A little bracket. Vote on it. There will be one winner. I think I know who the winner is. It's so good. So the tipping competition we spoke to,
Right.
the top 2
Right.
from
so,
last week.
All right. So, anyone been doing tipping in here? Anyone been in our tipping competition?
Yeah, hands
wasn't very
everywhere.
Perfect. Yeah, all of you. Good to see. Now, we ran this all year. $250 Canfield voucher on the line every single week for the highest round score weekly. But at the end of the year, $2,000 for the tipping competition for BackChat. Last year, it was grand final tickets. This year, quite honestly, it was an absolute shit show last year getting grand final tickets. I was still trying to buy them a day out from the grand final. So I thought, you know what, I'll just give you the cash. You want to go buy them for grand final tickets, go and buy them yourself. Yep. So this was for $2,000. It came down to 3, but pretty much it was 2.
It was a two-man race. It was a two-horse race.
And the lad that went into this round leading was, I felt like unbeatable.
Oh, he was 3 votes clear, 2 votes clear.
Yeah, it was 2 points clear.
Plus he had the margin.
Yeah,
and 2 points clear. So in order to lose, he had to go down by 3.
Yeah.
And he hadn't got under a 6 for weeks. So if he went 6, had to go perfect. Matt Cutback was our
Matty Cutback had to go perfect.
We spoke to them both on the podcast last week. Not a lot of emotion from either of them.
There was bugger all emotion. I was pretty disappointed.
Sort of locked in, I think. I think it's a bit locked in.
Yeah. Gutless, I think.
I think maybe Matty, who was second, I think he was planting some seeds of complacency. I think he was just saying, look, I don't really care, mate.
Yeah.
It's all good. Anyway, I thought it was done and dusted.
Yep.
Matty Cutback's fucking won.
He's come back.
Matty Cutback has won.
He won by 3, did he?
Matt Cutback has dropped an 8. And Old Mate Leading.
5.
Old Mate Leading has dropped a 5 in the last round. He hadn't got under 5 for 10 weeks, under 6 for 10 weeks. He's lost $2,000 in the last round of the year.
I tell you, the only thing...
Are we going to speak to the bloke who lost?
Nah, we can't.
He didn't want to speak. He's fucking flat ass.
He was flat ass, but we're going to call
$2,000 in the lot.
Mr. Comeback himself.
Who did he tip?
Matt Cutback.
No, the other bloke. Who did he get?
I'll get him out.
I can't believe that.
Ring him, Matt.
Hello, Matt. What are you tipping?
Sorry, I know that's funny. Matty, it's Will Schofield, Dan Const and Hamish Brayshaw at the BackChat podcast. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
You are live at the Paddington Ale House. You're actually being broadcast across a live venue right now.
Yeah, mate. You're live at the
Say hello to everyone.
The heart and soul of Mount
Say hello to everyone, Matt. Everyone say hello to Matt.
Yeah, let's get a round of applause for Matt.
Now, Matty, I'm just looking at your tips from the weekend, mate. You've come dialed in. We rang you last week. You didn't give us a lot. I felt like you were sowing some seeds of complacency into our leader at the time. You fucking won. How are you feeling?
You've won yourself $2,000, Matt.
Pretty good, mate. I'm
thanks
certainly
yourself.
glad that I ignored your tips, Hammer, and didn't tip West Coast.
Ah, well, mate, I wasn't trying to get
Talk us through the logic here, because I'll tell you what tips you did differently. You picked the Giants. And
obviously, Buckley.
Jackie Boy Fuller picked Carlton. What was your thoughts there?
Well, so on the Saturday, I thought the Roos were a chance. They were my smoky. And then really just going into Sunday, I needed to try and guess what Jack was going to tip and then tip something different to him and hope for the best. So I thought, given he was on top, he was going to tip the favourites.
So is that what he did? Did he pretty much pick the favourites?
He picked the favourites, yeah.
Wow. So you've picked North to beat the Suns? I thought that was...
That was a good get. That's a good tip. I mean, they were playing in Tassie. They're hard to beat down there.
I couldn't see North losing that game.
I could, because they're not very good at all.
What were your thoughts, Matty?
It's down in Tasmania. Not many teams win down there that are not North Melbourne or Hawthorn.
Yeah, but North were proper shit this year. They lost like 20 in a row.
You didn't pick...
Yeah, they were proper shit.
You then picked Melbourne. He picked Sydney.
What?
You've absolutely come home with the chocolates, Matty. What are you going to do with the $2,000? How good's that?
I'm not sure, mate. There's been some debate at home about whether we should spend it on fun things or, paying bills and boring things like that. So I've been making the argument that a PS5 is required for the household.
Shit, it is, Matt.
So that could be on the cards. Possibly a little trip back to WA. They've got young kids, and I'm from WA, but haven't been able to get the kids over to see family as often as we'd like. So maybe we'll fund a little trip back home.
Matt, one of my old man obviously has written 11 rules of being a man, and I'm sure everyone here has heard them. One of the rules that didn't quite make the list that he has said to me on a number of occasions: if you ever have a win on the punt or in the casino or anything like this, a substantial win, don't piss it away on
bills
and shit.
Bills.
Go out there and buy yourself something real nice.
Yes.
Make a statement about it. So that's what I'd suggest to you, mate. Buy a fucking jet ski or something. I don't know how much they're worth.
Yeah,
Probably
right.
not
Get yourself feeling good at home, mate.
Yeah.
Put a soap dispenser on your shower wall and fucking
shit,
yeah.
live up. Matty,
The soap dispenser, you reckon? Real
we got to
luxury.
keep moving, mate. You're a bloody millionaire now. $2,000. Well done. Great job. Big round of applause.
Yeah,
for
well done,
Matty
Matty boy.
Cutback. Really good.
See you, Matt. We
There
hung
you
up
go,
on you.
$2,000. Also, Michael J.
Yep.
No small feat, winning the $250 Campwood voucher
9.
for round 24.
He got 9.
He got 8
Sorry, Matty.
with a 15-point margin.
So Matty's almost clocked the winner. He's almost won $2,250.
Absolutely. And even more impressive, Dan, I got
you?
7 this week.
So you.
That's me. 132 total tips.
I
Well
got
done,
5.
mate.
I didn't even
Congrats.
pick. I got 5.
Finished 105th.
Well done.
Nothing to sneeze at.
very
No,
good.
well, it's nothing to
Scully?
write home about either.
Yeah, absolutely. Scully, 5. 126 total tips. Finished 161st.
It's fucking bad, isn't it?
That's bad. I think there was 161
People listen to
in-
my opinion about sport, and especially football, and they
That's
think
their
I know
own
what I'm talking
downfall.
about. I maintain that tipping is very difficult.
It's a tough game,
We,
mate.
we did have an email about
Yeah, we'll get to that very soon.
Okay.
An email about tipping and the way to do it forward. I thought what a good thing to do, considering the 2023 AFL season is over for our pitiful West Australian teams.
The men's season anyway, Dan.
What was that?
The men's season anyway,
The
mate.
men's
We're about to
season.
roll into round 1 for
Absolutely.
the AFLW.
We will get to
so-
the AFLW season very soon.
Thank
But
you.
the men's season is complete, and I want to sort of forget about it, but let's
course.
have one last quick look at what West Coast did and what Fremantle did,
Mm.
and then we can shut the door. We never talk about it again. It's like when the person comes over to do a rent inspection, you shove everything into a cupboard, and you just hope they don't look at it.
yes, put this dead body in there and shut the door.
So I'm going to ask you a few questions, okay? Firstly, for West Coast, what went right for the West Coast Eagles?
Tim Kelly and Oscar Allen went very right.
The boy.
Obviously, the boy.
I think they're juniors as a whole. I think you'd be very happy as a West Coast fan. Hewitt,
Jimby,
Boy,
Noah Long.
Long.
That's
I mean,
a trophy.
Long's
Long's a star, mate. I fucking love him.
and they've pulled him out of nowhere.
Oh, he's a
really.
diamond out of the rough.
Campbell Chess, I reckon he looks like he can play. So there's 4 guys that look like will be playing some footy for you. I really like Brady Hoff. Like, I really like him.
Yep.
So I think you look at him as a youngster. He's probably jumped a few
He
guys.
he won their Emerging Talent Award last year, I believe.
Did he?
Yep.
Well, I think he's taken another step. I think he looks very good. So I would say that they're very quite young players.
Yep.
And like you said, some of their senior guys really stepped up.
Oscar Allen,
Liam
Liam
Duggan
Duggan was sensational.
I'm hearing a little bit of news that he could be. If we were running a little betting market on the captaincy, I'm hearing
He'd be my vice captain. Yeah, definitely.
No, I'm hearing Liam Duggan would right at this moment be the favourite for the West Coast Eagles captain next year.
Wow, obviously the boy would be coming in short odds, but yeah, Duggo would be right up there. And then Oscar, he just got a name announced in the All-Australian squad of 44, Oscar
Yeah,
Allen,
that
so
was
that's
good.
a no mean feat. Him and Nick Larkey both did it from the 2 worst teams, so
that's what they got right.
That's what they got right.
I think
That's
their
what they
game
got right.
style changed. When they played well, you could see they were playing a different
Do you want to
way
go
of footy
through
too.
all West Coast questions first?
Up
or
to you.
Let's skip
No.
over to Fremantle. What went right for Fremantle?
This is the thing.
Jackson got going late on his own, which is probably going to be
Luke
needed because
Jackson.
Darcy will go.
I don't think there's as many positives for Freo. Like, there's a lot more what went wrong. Like, Caleb Sarong's had an absolutely amazing year. He was in the All-Australian.
Andrew did pretty
was-
well, but
and-
Caleb was awesome. I think Jackson stepped up when Darcy was gone, which is good.
Oh,
because-
Jai Amos.
And then Jai Amos, yeah.
Star.
Amos, yeah.
Like, genuine star. They've been...
And Hayden Young went into the midfield.
Yeah, that was good.
So-
They've been screaming for a key forward for a long time, and they have a genuine star key forward.
So only Modra, Pavlich, Waterhouse, and Crode have kicked more as a key forward
Ever in a season.
in a season.
Fremantle.
For 41, for Fremantle.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I just love hearing Clive Waterhouse is named in a big poll of players.
Trent Crode.
Yeah, Trent Code's a good player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Okay.
Their backline was poor.
Okay, well, let's go to what went wrong for Freo while we're in Freo.
Their backline was poor. I had them as the best backline in the league last year,
Yep.
and I thought they were really bad. They were inconsistent, and that was because of how the ball was moving in there. But yeah, Alex Pearce didn't play his best footy this year. I've seen him play better footy. We clearly love him here at BackChat. He's a key backman.
Of course.
I thought he was inconsistent, and I thought that spread throughout the entire backline. I think they had trouble moving the footy up and down the ground. Like they couldn't transition the ball, and then they couldn't stop the other side from transitioning it. So if you can't do either of those things,
Yeah.
that was bad.
I think the Jackson-Darcy combo didn't work. And
Well, it took a while to get going.
yeah, I just don't think it's
I reckon there was a
properly.
tiny patch there for about 2 or 3 weeks where it was like,
2 or 3 weeks of a 24-week year. And then I don't think Fife worked forward.
well, no. How many games did he play this year?
Not many.
6.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to Freo.
They're already saying they're going to put him back as a midfielder.
Yeah, well, he's
He's played 4 games as a forward.
yeah.
Seen enough.
He's a
Fife.
pretty good player.
Seen enough.
Let's go to West Coast then. What went wrong?
Wow.
Where do we start?
Wow. Well, I mean, injuries. What was that? I'll take suggestions from the crowd.
Yeah, what went wrong at West Coast?
Nothing went wrong. That's what went right.
Yeah, that's true.
It ended in glory. I reckon, they didn't get some stuff right around their physical being on the ground. And they had a lot of injuries. But then off the back of that, I don't think they, as a team, handled that, whether it be personnel playing-wise, the way they coached and the way they played, the way they communicated in the media post that. There was a lot of things that I put big crosses through for the year, and that's why they're spooners. That's why they've won the spoon. There was some positives, but realistically, the negatives far outweighed the positives. Yeah. What do you think as a fan? Hamish can't really get stuck.
Well, I mean, there's obviously some clear results have been negatives. Community department was great this year. AFLW department's flying, so there you can't complain about those two things. But the on-field performances.
The waffle was.
Oh yeah, waffle was
diabolical.
It didn't feel like there was any consistency in the list week to week. It was so much change every week.
Did anyone play every game at West Coast?
Is Tim Kelly close?
Tim Kelly might have played every game. I think there would have been a handful. Oscar Allen might have.
He would have been. Oh, no, did
Oscar
he miss
miss
3 or 4 at one point?
I don't know, but there wouldn't have been many players that played every week.
Very inconsistent list, which is
How did you feel as a fan?
The thing is, after you lose like that many games in a row, you're just like, whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
It's hard to be too critical. You just expect to lose, which is sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
And then when you win a game late in the season against the Bulldogs, you're like, why did we do that? You want to win, and then you win, and you're like, why did we win? But it turned out because North Melbourne came in clutch. List changes. That's a big one. So we've already seen a few big names leave West Coast from retiring. Shuey, Bunga, and Nick Nat.
Will there be any more? Probably not.
Big names retire for West Coast.
Yeah, I thought maybe.
Nah, you wouldn't have thought so.
No more retirees? You think they would have made the call already?
I would have thought so, yeah.
What about any other changes?
Well, yeah, there'll be delistings. There'll be guys that don't get another contract for sure. There is every year.
There's new additions. The chap from Brisbane that got his shirt ripped off.
Devin Robinson.
That's been talked about a lot.
How good's his rig? I tell you what.
Mate, he went from 11,000 to like 65,000 followers on Instagram.
Mate,
just because he's hot.
Why didn't we do that? We're actually.
I didn't have a good rig. I still don't. Wait until the end of Fat Chat. I'll be flying.
What about? There hasn't been as much of this with list changes at Fremantle.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about Darcy.
Yep. Darcy's probably going to go. You'd
being
think.
Poached.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
The talk last year was Nat Fyfe comes. He's like an addition. They missed him for so long. The same chat will happen this year with Nat because he's on a 2-year deal.
I think so.
Remember?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a shit time for players. Like, I remember going into my one, and it was just like, it sucks. Like, because there's players that just know they're going to get done, and it's like, you get the text saying, "Hey mate, can you come in here for this meeting?" And you walk in, and it's just like, let's fucking skip the pleasantries here. Like, I know I'm done. They sort of said, "How did you think your year was?" It was fucking brilliant, mate. I played one game and then you dropped me. We're really happy that you did. Just tell me, your services won't be required. Wait.
That's all happening today and tomorrow, by the way.
That'll be happening today and tomorrow. And like the worst thing is, I mean, I'm sure, like you finish your meeting, you go into the meeting with Ian Miller, who was
you're severely hungover as well. Yeah, just so you know, you've just drunk for 2 days straight.
You're hung as a dog. You walk in there, and it's like you've been just delisted. And you walk in, and you get fobs to come into the. Mine on the end of my key. You get your fob to come into the building. So this little thing here gets me in and out of West Coast, and
it's not just exclusive to West Coast. People know what a fob is,
obviously. But this little thing, I had the exact same thing. And Serge, Ian Miller, said to me afterwards, he's like, "Mate, you're obviously disappointing. You sit there and you talk to everybody." He goes, "I'm going to need your fob back." So I took my fob and I got walked out the door. So it's fucking shit.
You're
It's a shit
escorted
spot
out.
to be as a player. Especially, like, obviously with Boots and Nick and all those guys, they're legends of the footy club, so they come and go as they please. But if not for the fact that I still walk there, it's like, who the fuck's this bloke? I know you were one. I've played one game, but it's very much like, see you later.
It just moves on quickly.
Yeah.
Like the club now.
They have to go straight into the next
They
thing.
are doing exit meetings, which is what Hammer's talking about, and then they go into list planning. That's in Wednesday. They'll be talking about the draft, and they'll do maybe a few days reviewing the season, and they'll take some learning points, and then it'll be about planning for next year.
So then, what is needed for next year? Staying with West Coast.
I mean, like consistent game plan that's executed weekly, and not the bullshit that was rolled out for some part of this year where they're just look to be a lack of execution of whatever they were trying to do. Players on the park would be a
good young guns,
substantial requirement, and then good young players. It's pretty simple for West Coast.
Okay, what about for Freo then? What do they need to do to get back to the way we thought they were going to be top 4 this
Every
season?
time you ask them, I know. Every time I'm almost more disappointed at Freo than I was West Coast. Like it's just like a nothing season. They got nothing out of this year.
They got going late, which was disappointing. So they got to roll with that momentum going forward.
Mate, they got nothing out of this year, mate. They
No,
can
they
get
certainly
going anywhere. They're 15th on the ladder or 14th.
Yeah, they were dog
They
shit.
ain't going anywhere. They beat Hawthorn. Who cares?
Emmett
was pretty good.
Emmett was good.
They need if they're going to continue. If they're going to,
They got to change their game style.
Frederick
mate.
they've got to make a run at Hayden Young being a genuine midfielder. Like that needs to happen. And they've got to get.
They were exposed. They were too slow and too predictable. And you can't play like that at the moment.
No, they've got to mix some stuff up.
All right, let's move on from this pitiful thing over here at the West.
A bit depressed, really.
Two depressing seasons, but we bounce back and we make finals next year and win the next 3 premierships. Finals have been set for this year. To be honest, we'll get to that. There's a week's break. We can talk about that
talk
next
about
week.
it next week, mate.
But the one interesting thing is Adelaide don't make the 8, but Sydney do.
What an absolute debacle. that
Purely
is.
from one game, the difference.
Sydney don't make it. Do make it.
Yes.
And it's not on the back of this game, but that pretty much is decided by
Yeah.
Adelaide, the highest scoring team this year. Never has a side been the highest scoring team in the league and not made finals
Disappointing stuff.
until right now.
Is that true?
They've got to. I
right.
mean, they'll change the rule, obviously, but like.
Mate, did you see the game, the West Coast game? They score
Yeah,
reviewed
score reviewed everything.
Yeah,
That bloke's got to lose his job. There was a metre behind the
Did you
line
like
and he
that,
touched
though?
it.
Part of me was like,
Well, what do you want?
Necessary
I
evil?
think it
No,
was.
but what do you want?
I think it's the AFL just like saying, fuck you, Adelaide.
And
You reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, here's your directive. Score review everything. It was like a foot and a half over the line, and the bloke just touched it. Oh, I'll check that.
I don't think it'll be the worst thing for Adelaide. I don't think
The umpire
they're not
actually,
good. They're
the
not
field
good enough
umpire
to
was
win
hot
finals.
ass. Did anyone see that? Because they kept score reviewing. The guy was like, score review, umpire has called a goal. And I'm just looking at him like, this guy's hot. His face, real good looking.
Jacob Wiedering's got away, but he's gotten a fine for eye gouging.
Hang on a minute. How the fuck's he going to pay that?
True.
Gee whiz. Lost all his money, the poor fella. He's got the fine.
Oh, that's very
He'll have
good.
to
Someone
pay in
should
cash.
get his number and text him like, hello, Mr. Weeder.
Hi,
Please
Mr.
deposit
Wondering, this is the AFL. Please deposit
$10 million.
$10 million and we'll transfer you most of it back. Jacob.
That's very good. The All Australians.
All in good fun. He probably
All
got most of it.
Australian. Do we call it the team or the squad? Is this the?
This is the squad at the
This is
moment.
the squad.
yeah.
The 40-man squad.
44-man squad,
44-man
yeah.
squad.
We're not going to go through it in whole.
No, we're not going
because-
to
wouldn't
go
have
for
thought
any
so.
glaring
Yeah.
people that was left out in this squad.
Yes.
Hamish, anyone for you that was like, I can't believe they didn't even get in the 44-man.
No, I haven't actually looked at it too in depth.
You haven't looked at it at all. Now,
I know Oscar Allen's in it.
Tim Taranto is not in it.
Well, that's stiff, isn't it?
Yeah, so Tim Taranto is not in it. There's a couple of guys that are in
Dusty
it.
Martin's in it?
Dusty Martin should be in it, mate. He should be in the team.
Yeah.
He's been a forward. He should be on the forward flank. I've got a few here. Now.
I did actually watch your thing this morning about the 16-game eligibility
Joe
rule.
Danaher is in the squad, I believe, which is strange, I think. Jai Newcomb is in the squad.
Over Tim Taranto, see, that's disappointing.
Mason Redmond is in the squad.
He
Luke
pretty-
Jackson is in the
Yeah,
squad.
no,
That's outrageous.
He played 4 good games.
That's outrageous. Luke Jackson's in the All-Australian squad.
There was no more talked about person in the first year, half the year of football. How,
Patrick Cripps is in the squad. I don't
can't have
overly
that.
rate that either.
It's like when Buddy got named captain over Bunga. It was like,
Correct.
it's just people that are just like, yeah, we'll give it to him.
Correct. There's some players that have missed, but you You got to have people in it, don't you?
Tim
course.
Taranto, that's
a big miss.
stiff.
Okay. We're about to go do Swimply the Best, one of the best segments in podcasting land. But
Probably ever.
after that, we are going to take some questions from yourselves. There is a microphone over there. You can come up and ask a question. So just a little pre-warning, if you got a question burning inside you, a desire like no other, we will be doing some questions.
It's a weird way to put it.
Oh, just trying to ham it up a little bit, get it going.
There is a special prize around somewhere for the best question from the crowd.
Can we give away one of these?
Maybe a little Tom Hickey.
There's a little Tom Hickey, but there's also India. Is there a prize around somewhere? Yeah, we get a special prize for the best question.
Okay.
But first, let's do this.
Simply the best.
That's right, Swimply the best. Not only are they the Airbnb for pools, but they also do other things. Like if you've got a cricket pitch in your backyard, tennis court,
sauna,
ping pong table.
Yep, I've got one.
They also do
have
saunas.
one of them, but
Anything in your backyard that you want to rent out to the general public.
People have heard you talk about this, Dan. A big issue that we've had on the podcast is you live in a house with a pool.
Yep.
We're
Yes.
sponsored by Swimply, who people put pools on Swimply and they rent them out to other people. You've commonly and regularly spoken about putting your pool on Swimply, and then you say, Dad won't let me.
Yeah, it's not your pool, it's your dad's pool.
Yeah, so your father-in-law won't let you, and blah, blah, blah. You've had excuses coming out. Well, I got a phone call from the GM of Swimply, Sammy, good friend of the family here.
Is this what you sent me before that you want me to play?
You haven't listened to it yet, have you?
No.
This is effectively, let's just call him the owner of Swimply. He's given the podcast
Mr.
a call.
Swimply.
Is this one here?
Yeah. On Dan's phone.
Oh, here we go.
All right, here we go.
Elevator music. Oh, it sounds like it's doing something.
It's playing, but it's not playing.
Okay.
Well, that's disappointing.
Okay. Well, that was a good lead up, but that's fine. Now it's all too loud.
That's okay.
What did he say?
Let's get the moments on. I'm going to just chuck my phone there. There you go. See if you can get that going. Let's go to the moments first. Lockie Schultz goal, the first one there on the Swimply best. Do you remember this goal from the weekend?
Lockie Schultz goal?
scoring
No, I
crazy
didn't watch
goal. No. You don't remember Lockie Schultz goal? That's moment one of Swimply the best this week.
No, I don't.
No, you don't remember it?
No. Do you?
I actually don't. Didn't really watch it.
Normally if we were doing this in
We'd watch
the
it.
comfort of the couch,
Yeah, we'd watch it.
we could troubleshoot beforehand.
We've got a screen going on.
Lockie Schultz goal. Congratulations,
Congratulations for
Lockie,
being
on kicking a great
nominated.
goal for the
Moment
year.
2, though, Luke Shuey goal.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, we are.
We don't need to
we
fucking
don't
know
like
about
to-
Lockie Schultz's goal, do we?
Yeah, we don't need to be
It's
biased.
simply the
here.
best moment.
Do you know what? I'm going to give you moment 3 just so we can laugh at it.
Sure.
Charlie Curnow, goal to win the Coleman.
Charlie Curnow, piss off. You'd think it's probably going to be Luke Shuey.
Luke
without
Shuey wins
seeing
it.
them.
Luke Shuey wins it.
rides off into the sunset with a beautiful Swimply voucher.
There you
We're
go.
going to put the...
You can see him later.
We're going to put the post up on our socials, BackChat __ tomorrow. Let's just try and get 100% vote on Luke Shuey.
Yes.
Well, without wanting to obviously bias anyone's opinion, I think it should win by a lot.
Well, absolutely. Do we have that little call from the... No, okay, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Sorry.
I could play it through I could just play it through my microphone.
That's not a bad idea.
How
Let's
about we
see
do
how that goes.
What do you reckon?
Because I'm actually intrigued as to what this guy said. Because you have been saying for a while you're going to put your pool up down.
Yeah, so...
I'd still like to have a 3-month booked out Dan's backyard, if possible.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Scully, how are you, mate? I'll follow up with a text. Mate, just listening to the Flying a PJ potty. It's all good, mate. Well done. Keep up the great work. What the fuck is Dan Const not doing getting his pool up? He needs to get his pool up now. And there needs to be all this other shit going up as well. I don't know what he's talking about. Let's get the pool up and going, mate. Give us a call when you can. Bye.
So we gave him a call. He's pulled the sponsorship. He's not happy. He's pulled it.
He's pulled sponsorship.
Play it. He's pulled it. See you later.
You're Swimply the best.
No, bro, that's
I
exceptional.
like that he was talking about the PJ too. That was good.
Yeah,
that was
very
good.
good. All right, we're going to have a really quick break. Get a beer, go to the bathroom, do all that. After we come back from the break,
Questions.
some questions, some emails, and let's get out of here.
And fines.
And
Let's
fines too.
Remember, we do fines.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course. All right, see you soon.
Break time. Fleet Network, if you don't know already and you would like to know, it'll save you money, it'll help your budget, and you can get one of the cars that you want to get and drive around. I don't like cars. I just need somewhere to get from point A to point B. Fleet Network can do that for you while saving you money if you are employed by anybody.
Yep.
That is a qualification you need. You need to be an employee.
I'm one of those.
You could be an employer and it could help you, but employees, you go to Fleet Network, they sort your shit out, and then you get yourself a car, brand new one.
Yeah, you novated yourself a lease and you're away.
You just give it over to Frank and the boys. They handle it with your employer.
Everything. There's apps. Great. You put expenses through there. They pay you back your money. It's all inclusive. You pay one fee for the month. So, I don't know. You get down there, you get yourself an Isuzu car that I've got. It's fucking great.
The D-Max.
The D-Max, Isuzu D-Max. You go, all right, here's your Isuzu D-Max. They say, here's the amount of money you need to pay a month. That's all we heard from you. That's all she wrote. There's the money.
Drive away,
there's
no
the
more
car.
to pay. Shit,
well, there's some to pay.
There's obviously more to pay. It's an ongoing lease. That's the whole point.
You know what, though? Last week, I got my...
Drive away, no more to pay until next month. You have to pay again.
I got my car serviced, so I'm not with Fleet Network right now, and I'm working towards getting a fleet service.
Yes.
When I got my car service, I dropped it off, did all that stuff. The guy was showing me all these forms. I was like, how much am I going to pay? He's like, do you want the extra $45? The oil thing. I was like, man, I don't know anything about this. I should just be with Fleet
bundle
Network.
it all in one cost
Exactly.
and give it to me. But yeah, pay this. You got to pay this. How about you send some money here?
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. I'm going to call Frank and the boys.
Fleetnetwork.com.au to choose your next vehicle and leave the rest to their dedicated team of experts.
All right, there we go.
Yes, g'day and welcome to BackChat Podcast.
Episode 2. No, here we go. We're still going. A little break at the paddo. Thank you
Brief
so much
intermission
for coming out.
Great soap dispensers in the bathroom. By the way.
Is there?
Yeah, there's a button that says
Look at
where
this
to press
bad
it
boy.
as well, which is great if you didn't know where to push.
This is our prizes for good questions.
Good questions. Let's get straight into it.
Got a
If you got a
triple
question,
XL BackChat.
just literally stand up, head over to the mic. If you don't, that's fine. Then we just move on. It's just a really awkward. Awkward 25 seconds.
Okay, great.
Going once. We went to an auction. We went to an event last week.
Yes.
And there was a very good man on an auction. He, what was it? Going once, going twice.
Yes.
An auctioneer, I think they call them.
Who's got a question for us? Come on.
He just yelled one.
Yeah.
All right, come on.
Come on, up you get, Shay. Come on, up to the mic.
We need the mic, Shay.
Just behind the...
Come on, Nick,
behind
get
the
them up there,
pillar.
mate.
Oh, there's another question. You've been
This
snaked.
would be like the UFC. Line them all up, Nick. Get them lined up. They can sing it. They can serenade us up here at the microphone.
Go for it.
Do a bit.
Tell us your
That's
name.
right.
Tell us why you're here, Shay. How long you've been in the program of BackChat Podcast. Shay,
Shay, it is.
up to the mic. Up to the mic. A bit closer.
There it is. There it is. Just actually ran into the boys, just local down here. So
Oh, man.
BackChat
Very good.
came up
What do you got
and
for us, Shay?
Stay up. So if West Coast was able to attain any player in AFL for next year, who would it be?
That's a great question.
Very good,
good
Shay.
question.
It's a sensational question. Any player in the comp next year, who would it be?
The boy. They already have him. From another club, you mean, I'm assuming?
Obviously, yep.
I very much like the work of Connor Rozee and Zach Butters. I like both of those players a lot.
Yeah.
I think they could slip in pretty nicely. Both young midfielders, probably the best in the comp. Errol Goulden, whose first name doesn't get enough attention. I've got to be honest. Errol.
Yeah. Australian Crawl will have a field day if he wins a Brownlow.
Correct.
That's a very good question.
Yes,
I don't mind.
Errol.
I like
I
it.
think midfielders, running midfielders like those three.
Yeah. Jason Horne-Francis, I think he's a gun.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be really
Another
good.
young'un.
And, he's young and just a fucking tank.
You'd have to get Josh as well, mate. If you're getting Josh, Pete's coming along. He's fucking packaging him up.
Do you know who I'd love running around?
Who?
The Lizard.
Oh, Nick Buckley, the Lizard.
the
Yeah, the
Lizard.
Lizard would be good. I mean, Jack Buckley would be huge. He'd be
That would
huge.
be amazing.
Formidable back.
Yeah, I think you'd love a young gun running midfielder.
I like it, Shay. Well done. You go into the running for the
Shit,
best
yeah.
question. You're currently the best one we've had. Well done, Shay.
Well done.
Well done, Shay. Here we go.
Come on, mate.
Question.
Yes.
All right, I'm a long-term member. Who's under the gun? Who's West Coast delist? Sam Petrevsky season. He's probably one. That
Seaton, I think you would
Seaton,
find.
I think he's one
good
out the
name.
door.
All right. So I think
He's
there'll be
not
some
that good.
there'll be some players that are under pressure. And you got to remember that they're not going to delist anyone that has a contract. So it takes a fair few of the guys off the table.
Yeah, not many of them. A lot of them don't have contracts.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Look, you're going to be looking at guys around that mid-range that have had opportunity this year and haven't taken them. So, look, I find it really difficult to single out guys and be talking about them and these guys because, look, I know you're a long-term member, but being on the players' side of things, it becomes more than about the footy club. Like, these are young guys' lives and livelihoods and dreams and all of that. And I know it's a ruthless industry. Don't speak to Hammer about how ruthless it is.
Yeah, it's shit.
But yeah, look, there'll be some guys, but my opinion sometimes on West Coast players has a tiny bit of clout. I actually don't want to hang anyone under the bus, so I'm probably not
I won't answer that question as opposed to specific players, but I would imagine
probably be
in 2017 when I got drafted, there was 10 new players that we got in. So it was Brendan Archie was traded. And then it was Oscar Allen, Jared Brander, Braden Ainsworth, Liam Ryan, Jack Petrocelli, myself, Ryan Burrows, Tony Lango, Callan England, and Brendan Archie. So there were 10 of us.
How many are left? 1, 2. Oscar Allen, Liam Ryan.
Oscar Allen and Liam and Petch, 3. So with, I reckon, the 3 big names retiring, I reckon you might get 4 or 5 more delisting. So I think there'll be 8 or 9 that they're going to have to. It'll be a big.
They're going to want to take 5 at the draft. Yeah. So. Basically, you need like for like. If you're going to take 5 and then take another few rookies, you need 7 changed on the list. So they've had 3.
You're going to have to get rid of it.
I reckon there's going to be 5 gone off the list, and there'll be a few. There'll be a few in that mid range, but you also just get the regular. There's some guys on the list that haven't played any games and they've been there for 3 years, and they'll turn them over like usual. So I don't think you'll see any huge names going. They'll probably try to keep a bunch of the list because. You're going to be replacing them with first-year players. So that's how we go. All right.
Without throwing anyone under the bus, tough question.
Look, I've got to say, I was at the 2018 grand final, probably the best grand final ever.
Right up there.
I had a good time.
Yeah, it was the best one. And when Collingwood, we're in the Collingwood stands because my wife at the time had a sore knee, so we're at the bottom. Mate, we were getting so much shit at the first quarter. And when we won, they threw beer on us. But, mate,
would have tasted good.
I took it. And when actually, I knew they were going to win because the Collingwood banner disintegrated.
Oh,
Didn't it? That was brilliant.
You bloody love that.
Once that banner disintegrated, I knew that it was our day. So
shit, yeah, it was. Well done.
Good on you, Scully, mate.
Thanks, mate.
The whole team, mate,
Yeah.
and it was just the best game.
5 goals down in about 20 minutes into the first quarter. I was thinking, well, it doesn't matter about the fucking banner. We're done here.
Yeah, shit, yeah, curtains.
Thanks,
well
mate.
done, great
Good
question.
The football, which I asked my sister-in-law, who works for Hungry Jacks, to get signed. She never signed it. So I have to give it to you, Scully, and you have to get it signed from me.
Scully, you'll sign it.
I have no connections whatsoever with the football club anymore. Give it a Hammer.
My office is only 100 metres.
Oh, we'll send Hammer up to the office after the show. Thanks,
good
mate.
question. What do we got?
Oh, wow.
That's a
Short
little bit.
one.
That's good.
All right. Hey, so obviously,
Hey.
apologies that this isn't footy related.
Sure.
No,
but it is kind
great.
of topical.
Soap dispensary.
This weekend, obviously, it was the Dutch Grand Prix in the Formula One,
Yes.
and I was lucky enough to secure tickets for next year.
Nice.
I was just wondering what to expect and what advice you would have for an Australian going to the Dutch Grand Prix.
What was your name, sorry?
Rebecca.
Rebecca's
Rebecca.
currently
That's
in the
a
running for one of these
that's a
t-shirts. I tell you
sensational
what.
question.
Dan, tour guide Dan, come on now. Tell us about the Amsterdam Grand Prix.
Be prepared to walk a fair bit.
Okay.
Because you get to the space where the Grand Prix is, like we get dropped off, and then you have to walk
Zandvoort.
from the train. Zandvoort, yes. But stay at the Dutch know how to party. There's like barbecues set up everywhere.
Stay in Amsterdam.
Stay in Amsterdam.
Don't stay out at the track.
I've already booked my hostel, so...
Great.
Nice.
Don't stay at the track.
But you know what? The time after the race, they put on this big free concert. That was good.
Oh, yeah. After
Hang
the
around
actual
for that.
race. Yeah.
Very good. Best place to watch the race is where you can see a screen.
What's your favourite place that you went out to? Chicago Social Club?
Chicago Social Club.
You
in
enjoyed
Amsterdam.
that? Yeah, it was
It
good.
was good. Get a stroop waffle. There's that many.
Can you
of
tell
them.
people what that is?
It's like a biscuit waffle with caramel in the middle, and they're hot, and they make them there.
They have these, they're like 7-Elevens here. Can't remember the actual name of them, but there is a wall of little, it's like a P.O. box. They're like letter boxes.
Yes, my goodness.
They all have individual like there'll be like a meat pie in one, there'll be like a sausage roll in another, there'll be a cookie
Chips.
in another, there'll be a chips in another, and you just
What are they called, Jules?
24. Why would he know? 24.
He loves
24 hours a day they're open. Your pay passes them in. They just freshly pump them in there. It is exceptional.
Is there as much marijuana floating around that place as gets spoken about?
May or may not
sure.
be able to
Enjoy that,
confirm
obviously.
that at all. Great question.
Sensational question.
Thank you.
All right, yeah, give that a clap.
Alan Barch, as I live and breathe. How are you, Alan?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Quick question. Do you think the Eagles should have a crack at Brodie Grundy?
Oh. No, Brodie Grundy.
Isn't he got a port?
I don't know where he's going to go. I would have said that at the start of the year, but Bailey Williams has come out, and I mean, he was always pretty good.
He'd be top 4 in the best and fairest.
But he has just gone bang, bang, bang. He hasn't stopped improving all year.
That would be a backward step getting Brodie Grundy.
I think so, yeah.
Because of his age, not his quality of playing. Because of his age. He's a 29.
If we were still in a premiership window, yep. But I think with the rebuild stage, there are.
We are very, very far away from a premiership window right now.
Not really. Only a few years ago, mate, we were thereabouts.
If they got him for 2 years and he was, mentoring Bailey Williams.
If you're going to get him, you don't want to be paying for him. You can't be paying for his salary whatsoever. So if you get him for free, yes, you can have him, Alan.
Remember, Collingwood's still got to pay for 60% of him. So
yeah, and then Melbourne will probably have to. I think he's still contracted at Melbourne after this year. Yeah. So you might get him for free. So yes, to answer your question,
he could do.
Look forward to Brodie Grundy running around the number 9 next year. Very good, Alan.
That's
very good.
Alan.
Last one.
Do you think Freo have let too many blue-collar workers go over the years?
Oh, as in the players, role players.
Logue.
I didn't like it last year. They moved quite a few of them on.
They did. Tucker, Logue, and who else did they get rid of last year?
Akers.
Akers, yeah. It's a good question. I think probably...
Rory Lobb. He's a role player.
I mean, you look at them this year and they have, Akers had a really good year last year and has gone on to have another very good year at Carlton. So did Griff, obviously, until he hurt himself.
Yes.
But they weren't. It wasn't just like they were just role players. They were locked down. They were mainstays in the team.
Yes.
And they just couldn't come to a deal with contract, and it was not worth the money, and it hurt them. But yeah, they've taken a backward step on the back of guys like that going out of the team. So yeah, to answer your question, I think they have.
Very good. Like the answer. Well done, everybody. Very good. Really good. Love it.
All right, should we give out...
I'll award that. You want him to...
Let's do it now.
Catch, mate.
Yeah, Rebecca definitely gets
Good
it.
job. Well done. Really good. And this one you can take to your mother-in-law that didn't get the... Whatever you said about someone not getting something signed. You can have that big fella. We get it after the thing's done.
Brilliant.
You said it, we read it.
Sister-in-law, mother-in-law.
If it's
mum,
good.
Same thing.
If it's good, of course, you send it, we read it. Thanks to Leadable Cameras. Today we dropped off a camera there because it's getting fixed because someone sort of broke one. So
Again.
Another one.
Again.
How many's that?
He's right there. These things, Leadable Cameras.
Leadable Cameras that are printing. That was very quick
Lydio,
turnaround.
thank you.
Thanks to Lydio. He's gone a bit silent on me recently.
He's weight cutting.
He's weight cutting.
Just remember at the end of the show, if you haven't already, you need to scan this because we'll be spinning the wheel from these email things. I think we are doing that, aren't we? Yeah, great.
Yeah, well, mate.
So make sure you scan, sign up to it because we're giving away a slab of shelters.
While you're reading them down, I might do this.
Oh, you're going to do it right now?
Do it right now.
What do you got for us, Dan?
This first one's from Chris Butler. Hey, lads. Excuse my ignorance in case this is common knowledge, but have you heard the Nick Nat and Nui song by Jack Cave? That's all.
Why are you speaking
Cheers.
in those inflections?
Chris
for?
Butler.
Why are you
I'm imagining
speaking
him
like that?
sitting on his computer excuse me.
I have not. Have you heard the Nick Nat and Nui song?
No.
Okay, you know what? Funnily enough, we have a bit to play for.
Come on,
you.
play me the Nick Nat and Nui song.
One particular team, you'll find cocks of gold, sack and Dane beans. Half of Collingwood has got 'em. Funny names like Steel Side Bottom, Mr. and Mrs. Side Bottom. What were you thinking when Steel was born? Had you been drinking? Steel Side Bottom is a ripping name, but I for one still have to say Nick Nat and Nui is the funnest name to yell. Nick Nat and Nui in the whole AFL. Nick Nat and Nui.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, all I got out of that is Steel Side Bottoms are funny. Steel Side Ass. I
There we go. I feel like people are starting to email us just with their
Thoughts?
with their music to get.
That's good.
Oh,
more
yeah.
props
What
for
was
it.
the band we
That's
had
good.
on last time? Oh, my word.
That was god awful.
They were. I mean,
There you
shit.
go. That's from Chris
That
Butler.
was tough.
It's called Nick Nat Nui by
Do you
Jack
think
Cave.
any
If you liked what you heard
any,
just then.
Any relation to
What was that?
Sam?
what's the Butler?
Sam Butler.
West Australian royalty of music.
Oh, I was
John,
thinking.
John Butler Trio. Hank Green's his
Oh,
brother.
I was thinking of Sam Butler.
You coming with me?
Yeah.
Is he a musician, Sam Butler?
Ah, it could be.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yes.
next.
Should we read the next email?
I think so.
Yeah.
You've got it.
It's good, so I'm going to read it.
You read it.
Thanks.
Okay, cool.
Stop looking at me. You can't read it by looking at me.
This is from Trish. Hi, boys. Bloody loves it, this one. Hi, boys. Here I am out on the ground at Marvel Stadium before the great win on
Hang on. Fine.
Yeah.
Fucking $5 fine. He's got his phone on in
It's
here.
his sister-in-law.
Turn it off. Get it out.
And
Piss
you
off.
revoked that shirt.
Yeah,
$5. Seriously, you're lucky to get away with $5 as well. Put that in the fine jar.
All right, this is from Trish. Hi, boys. Here I am out on the ground at Marvel Stadium before the great win on Sunday. Was wondering...
This is Trish. Trish has come back from cancer. She's an
Trish
absolute
is-
fucking
yeah,
legend.
massive.
It was
Massive
wonderful
from
to be
Trish.
back watching the footy live and catch up with my Eagle-loving friends. I was pretty tired after barracking all afternoon, but was thrilled with the win. Number one draft pick, who cares?
Shit, yeah, Trish.
Jack
does it well.
Watts v Nick Nat, no comparison.
Hey,
Yeah, well
Trish.
done.
That's
Well,
a
we
good
got
point.
it, Trish. So, yeah, we ended up getting it.
I also sat near Damien Oliver, the jockey.
Wow.
He would be a great guest to have on BackChat. He has been a number one ticket holder at West Coast Eagles a few years ago, so the club would have his contact details.
Nick, was I not saying we should get Damien Oliver on
I've
the
got his
podcast?
number, I reckon. He's very good friends with my dad, Damien, so I'll get that for you.
Next
Oh,
week's
like
guest, Damien Oliver on the podcast.
Keep up the good work,
I'll get
boys.
it for
Love
you.
Trish.
Done.
That's great,
Dana-
Trish. Good to
Dana
hear you going
was
well,
on the
Trish.
list.
Great job.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there you go.
This is from Nath. Gents, couple of points, not fine-worthy, but noteworthy. In the Bo Waters podcast,
Yes.
Completely unintentionally, Scully said, nice way to tie a bow on it. And Bo said, didn't bode well. At the 7:30 mark, get your fists out, Scully said, splits the nation, splits the what? And and harking back to my last email, if hitting the post didn't matter, the Adelaide situation would have not happened. There's a flurry of things here in this email, but
The delivery was excellent.
would like to point out the fact that you said a couple of puns in the Bo Waters.
I
episode.
heard that.
Did you like that?
I did get it.
Cool.
Next email.
Wow.
Great. Thanks, Nate.
Thank you, Nathan.
This is
You send it, we read it, buddy.
this is from Tristan Kinkeller. Okay.
Why do you say Tristan as if it was like...
Dan's having a live
Tristan.
aneurysm.
I did not actually. No, don't worry about it. Hey lads, a mate of mine has tipped favourites. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah, here we go.
I thought it might have been a nice way to sort of read it while we're talking about the tipping, but
Yeah,
Here we
reeling back
are.
in. Hey lads, a mate of mine has tipped favourites every week in the AFL. He enters his tips before the first game of each round and then leaves them, so if the market fluctuates just before the game, he won't update it. However, he finished with the total tips of 145, which would have been 5th in the BackChat competition.
So he went favourites every week. You asked this question.
I did.
right? And
But
you won-
well, I'd love to know. I mean, it takes a man with more time on his hands than me to actually go back and figure it out. The favourites at the start of every week, there would have been some games where it fluctuated. So he would have
But that's
tipped.
what he's saying. So you got
Correct.
145. That's a
But
big score.
He would have tipped, yeah.
149 won it in our comp.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, I would love to know the favourite before every game. So if you tip the pre-game favourite
Yes.
every single game, because that might have changed a few times.
Yeah.
I'd love to know. But anyway, 145, it's a lot better than what I did. I think I got like 115.
I'm tipping...
You tip West Coast every week.
I got
And
121 and I tried my ass off for 22 weeks and then I gave up with 2 weeks to go. But still got nowhere near it.
145 is a great effort.
I'm tipping favourites all next year. That's all
Absolutely,
I'm saying.
same here.
I'm
so
locking in
how are
for
we
it.
gonna? We're gonna be the same amount.
I'll beat you both.
Good luck.
Good luck. Yuck. Tomorrow's guest, Doug Hawkins,
Yes.
Western Bulldogs great, has a wing named after him at Whitnam Oval.
Bacchus
Doug
Marsh
Hawkins
royalty.
Wing, Bacchus Marsh royalty, has endless good stories of footy in the 80s and 90s.
We told him. We already told him this.
Yeah, right. Just a little drive-by pump-up
I
to
know,
Doug
I know,
Hawkins.
we told him.
It comes out this week.
I
It's
know.
going to be bloody good.
Give me some fines.
The last thing we do on the BackChat podcast, and thanks for coming out to the Paddo for our second live show. If you've got a fine, you want to find someone, your neighbour, if you want to find us, you want to find your sister-in-law for calling you mid-podcast and leave your phone on, not on silent.
Wasn't it
Doesn't
his
matter
wife?
who.
Anyway.
Backchatpodcast.com.au/fines. We don't need to do it this week. We've got them all from you. Leave your phone on.
Let's hear the first one, Damo.
Yeah, g'day, Scully. This is your dad. No, I mean your stepdad. No, I mean your mumsy dad. Look, quick little $3 fine for the moron who didn't turn the camera on for the latest Shelter footy cast. Lydio and the boys at Leadable Camera should drop you all.
Yep.
And then could I get a $2 fine for Skeet for dressing like an old smelly man? Can we get him a novated lease for some new clothes or some fashion? That would be great. Fuck you, Joel.
Yes.
That's how you deliver a fine, ladies and
That
gentlemen.
is a brilliant fine.
That was very, very good. I liked
Graham.
every bit about that.
Same.
Fair enough.
Great.
Well
See
played.
the next one.
Fuck you, Joel.
Day, fellas, and Scoey,
Wow.
your favorite American, Barry McCockiner here. Would you like to find Scoey a couple bucks, 2 or 3, for putting the baseless accusation of me being Canadian in the recent pod? Yeah.
Sounds Canadian.
Disappointed in you, Scully. I know you're a big man. You know a lot of things. Shocking from you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
I
sure
thought there
there's
was
a bit
going to
of-
be, I'm from fucking here. Is he?
Do you know what it is? It's that he's obviously American, but he's like sounds not.
They don't
he has a
sound
slow
too
way of
dissimilar. There's a
speaking.
little bit of a different twang or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
He
in
sounds
there.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Send it in next week because I need to know where you're from. You can't just give me that and not say where you're from.
Leave it juiced up.
And g'day, legends, and Dan. Ben D here. I would like to find myself $4, $2 for every time that sitting behind the goals at the West Coast Adelaide game, that the ball was kicked directly to me, and I've just absolutely dropped sitters of a mark.
Oh boy!
Especially the second one where got 2 hands to it and just patted it away like I was playing volleyball. Cheers, fellas.
It's disappointing.
It's disappointing. Not only have you dropped it, I'd give you another fine. I'll put $2 on each of those times that you didn't just stick the fist up there and spoil
Correct.
it. That would have been, you got to get the fist
I think
in
it's
there.
best if we put it out there. If you do go to a game and you do sit behind the goals, don't
Spoil
argue.
the shit out of
Just
it.
punch it.
Imagine how much better you'll feel about yourself spoiling the ball back onto the field.
Catch it and throwing it.
That needs to go in our sounds. The sound of a ball
Fist
getting
hitting the-
fisted.
hitting the Sharon.
Fisted.
Awesome.
G'day, legends and Schofield.
Oh, what's this turning into?
I wanted to say one of the great fuck yous to Scully for claiming the entire week that he won't have to do a nudie run around Optus, where Eagles weren't coming last. Unfortunately, mate, life happens, shit happens. Eagles have come last. North have won today. You have completely fucked it. I reckon a $5 fine. And also, I expect some videos and photos in my inbox. And also, fuck you, Josh.
Fair enough. Fuck you, Josh. I hope that he's saying that
It
to
sounds.
his friend.
Well, what I'm taking out of that is, it sounds like he wants to see some dick.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. He wants to see a little bit of Scully.
A little Scully. Little bit of little Scully.
A little bit of however much Scully's.
That's what I've taken out a lot of this. A lot of people want to hold me to account with this bet.
Fair enough, though.
Oh, it's
You're
fine.
Nothing, you're nothing if
He
not
wants
loyal to your
videos in
word.
his inbox.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Direct.
Mate. Yeah. Just send him a cock shot, mate.
G'day, lads. And Hammer.
Oi.
Just a quick $10 fine for North Melbourne Footy Club.
Fair enough.
20 straight losses, guys. And you decide to win the last game of the year to cost yourself the number 1 fucking pick. Fuck me dead. And on top of that, now Scully has to go do a nude run around the fucking oval. Actually, take $5 off for that. Can't wait to see it. Cheers.
There's another one.
That's very
Not sure
good.
where I got the
That's a
12
good
at the start.
fine.
Disappointing.
That's a very good. That's a true point. They lost 20 in a row, mate,
Yeah,
and
they
suddenly
look
they
proper
figure out that
shit.
winning spirit, that shin boner spirit
Yeah.
came to the floor.
Didn't it what?
What are you doing?
Nick Lucky kicking 9 helps.
Alistair Clarkson looked pissed.
No,
They
they
didn't
didn't tank.
tank
And
it.
if they had a loss, they were tanking, and they didn't tank. Clarko was playing a win. He
course.
was up and about.
Have we got any more? Or is that it?
Gentlemen, Fat Chat participants, Rashi owners, it's hairy ass crack here. 2 fines this week. $1 to the field umpire whose whistle's pee got stuck during the Port Richmond's game.
Across the ground, it's the equivalent of Dennis Lilly's bowling action.
$2 to the Westall team known as South Melbourne, formerly Sydney. They've cost me a 4th round in tipping. Not very impressed.
Wow.
This week it would have gotten me from 12th to 8th. So not exactly in contention for the chocolates, but still not impressed.
That
Cheers.
is Very good fucking
nice.
value.
Pretty
I hadn't
funny.
heard that.
All right, we got one more fine for you.
Okay.
Hey boys, it's the end of the season. West Coast finished on the bottom, unfortunately. But Scully's got to run around off this oval. He's got to get his dick and balls out. Yeah! Run around nude, get your dick out, Scully. Yeah! Thanks, boys.
Great. Yeah. Wow. There is a surprising amount of people out there that just want to see you running nude.
Oh, that was good. It sounded like it was live in this. Like it sounded.
Yeah.
Well,
Someone
just
went
gone
gone to the bathroom, got so happy with the soap
That
dispenser.
microphone
thought,
got.
"Fuck, I'll do it."
That's very good. So I think what we will do is
I think
we'll
what
go
we've
down
established is
we'll go down to
a lot of
Optus.
people want to see some dick.
You'll run around.
Live
and we'll have
podcast at Optus.
The camera on you, and the feed will be on the big screen.
Yeah.
And
I want the camera position behind me, not in front of me.
Nothing wrong with seeing ass, mate.
Yeah, I want a rear naked ass.
Okay.
That's all right.
That's fine. With one of those like don't they like in movies? Don't they just put a sock on it or something? Like,
what movies are you watching?
Movie socks. No, I'm not seeing the. Anyways, not seeing the penis because there's a sock on it.
When did that ever happen?
What are we doing now?
Very good. Thank you all so much for coming out to the paddock.
Dan won't be back.
For shower chat.
I noticed you're not wearing any socks, Dan.
Always wearing socks. They're just hidden deep.
I always wondered where your socks were.
Now,
we're spinning
one
the wheel.
last thing to do before we finish up. We've got a wheel here for the door prize.
Yeah.
Of course. It's got everyone's name in it.
So if you
Thank
didn't sign up, it's your own fault. Oh, you've all signed up. There's a lot of
on
people on
there?
there.
I've
So
definitely signed up.
yeah, so I think we hit the space bar to start. But I'd like to. You gotta show them. You can't just watch it yourself.
Well, it's pretty disappointing because I definitely signed up, but I'm not.
So this
on
is
there.
for the slab of shelters. You have to give it a go.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
no!
disappointing. You did say click the space bar,
Oh,
which
no.
I did, which was disappointing on my behalf. I'm there.
Oh,
I've spun
here
it.
we
It's
go.
going.
Can we play some music in the background? Some sort of. just hit
Well, it's
anything.
too late.
Just
It's already
play
gone.
Swimply.
3, 2, 1. It's just.
Nathan Buttrick. Where is he?
Where's Nate?
Ah, he's up and about, that big fella. Yes, come on here, big fella. You're Swimply the best. Give it to him again. Hit it.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Fella.
Yes.
You're Swimply the best.
There you go, Nate. Congrats,
Well
mate.
done.
Hey, well done.
How bloody good. Well bloody done.
Sensational.
Should we get him to do a speech on the microphone?
No.
Thank you again for coming out. We'll be doing this the last Monday of the month.
Yes. Every month.
Every
Forever.
month.
So
For the
that's
rest of our
in
lives.
September, the last Monday. It must be grand final week, Monday.
Yeah,
I'm
so the
thinking.
next show will be the Monday after the grand final. We'll be bathing in
No,
glory.
well,
of
I
the
think it'll be
winner.
before it. Grand final week. Grand final week is the week before the grand final, not the after. Is that right? What
I
date's
think
the
it's
grand
the 30th
final?
of September.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So
the weekend before that.
It's the 30th of September. Is the grand
So
final.
right. So
There you go. It'll be the 25th.
So the Monday will be
Monday the
before the
25th.
grand final.
Yeah, great.
So as I said the very first time I spoke, grand final week.
The
we will be
Brownlow that
here.
night. Ooh, there might be the Brownlow that night.
Even fucking better. Put the Brownlow up here.
We'll have the
be
count on.
wrapping up as Bontempelli takes the lead, and you do a naked lap around
No.
Optus.
You've got Toby Green, mate.
Oh, that's right. Thank you very much for coming down. We do appreciate your support. Podcast land's a bit weird. We do this while speaking to ourselves basically in a garage.
Yep.
So to have a bit of interaction, a bit of love, we all want to say a big thank you to
thank
you.
you very
Big
much.
round of applause for yourselves.
And of course, thank you to Whippersnapper Whisky, Margaret Roast & Co, BlueBet, Shelter Brewing Co, Leadable Cameras, Swimply, and of course, Fleet Network, who are powering the podcast for
They are.
2023.
Novated yourself a lease.
Novated yourself a lease.
They are. Thank you again, guys. Look after yourselves. Get home safely, and give me something on the back out of here. Maybe the boy or something beautiful like that, Damo. Come on, you know your job's not done over there, mate. You can't just turn the podcast off. Thank you, guys. Good job. Oh, tell all your friends about us too.
Yeah.
It really helps. How can you help the podcast? Tell everyone we're good and get them listening. Thanks, guys.